on, Rangers! Come
I
on, Rangers!
missed the whole game.
Walton on Thames, a market town on the south bank of the River Thames in the borough of Elmbridge in Surrey, northwest Surrey. I thought it was London because of the Thames. That's what Wikipedia said. The club were formed in 1945 when Walton FC merged with Hersham FC, and for their entire existence, Walton and Hersham have bounced around the middle tiers of the non-league pyramid. In the 2010s, Walton and Hersham were dropping like a stone until a group of young friends clubbed together to take over. Despite only just reaching the legal drinking age, these 7 young men wanted to see if they were capable of taking a down-on-its-luck football club and returning it to its former glory. 2 promotions later, Walton and Hersham find themselves back in the Isthmian South Central division, aka Step 4, where they're already flourishing. They sit second in the table behind Basingstoke, and they're facing the very real prospect of a 3rd consecutive promotion. But before we get into all of that, we need to know what on earth possessed these lads to think that they could run a football club.
I'd gone to uni and pretty bored at uni. So came back here and we just started watching some Walton Hersham games, speaking to the old chairman, and he's basically saying that probably pack it in if they go down one more level. So maybe it would be worth giving it a shot. Can't get any worse, can it?
It became apparent that the club was in a pretty dire state, so much so that if it hadn't found a new suitor by the end of the summer, which was summer of 2019, it was going to have to fold. So all of a sudden the cogs get whirring in Colodge's head as soon as he gets wind of this news.
You look back at the messages and it was as if we knew what we were doing. It was embarrassing how clueless we must have been at the time. We needed to be that clueless, because otherwise I don't think we would have taken it on.
The fact that we had this stadium here that we don't own nor operate, the fact that we don't have to manage, pitch maintenance, worrying about turning the lights on, fixing shower heads, cutting the grass, all of that kind of stuff that other traditional non-league clubs would have to do. The fact that we didn't have that responsibility and financial burden meant that we could take over the club.
Like, we didn't have a penny. I mean, there were times in the first season where I think we still got the screenshot. We had 17p in our bank account or something like that before payday, and it was like...
There are clashes, inevitably, in a group of what was initially 7, then became 6, is now 5. Slightly more frictious than it would be with a group of businessmen, because with us there's no jeopardy of telling someone else to fuck off. That's just how it is.
There have been some arguments which have lasted like 2-3 weeks. Because we're mates, there's always that in the back of our minds that you're just going to get over it eventually. Like, we're all going to turn up to a game and have a go at each other, or laugh at someone for being a dick or whatever. So
it's the most streamlined management team of any football club. I think you go to any football club, there's always some fitness coach or a goalkeeper coach, or even, we don't even have a kit man. It's literally just Scott and Bill, and they run the whole thing themselves.
Scott and Bill is the management duo. They've been mates ever since childhood.
Yeah, I can't speak highly enough of their credentials as a management team, and what they've done for this club is, yeah, invaluable.
I just see it as a win-win. If we get promoted automatically, it's a win. If we go through playoffs, whatever, it's a lottery. I understand that, but as you said, it just adds to the story. It just builds a chance to raise the crowds, to raise the profile of the club.
I would say the advantages of going up via the playoffs far outweigh the advantages of going up automatically. We're not supposed to say that, but they do. The problem is the playoffs are a lottery and you're not guaranteed anything.
We just beat Uxbridge away, and Basingstoke dropped points to Hamworth at home. You couldn't write it. That is as big as it gets. I mean, a lot of people aren't happy with the way we've sort of promoted the game almost as a title decider. We're not naive, we're not that stupid to think that it's a title decider, but I'll tell you what it does do, it's from the sounds of it, it's sold tickets. That's what it's done.
It's one of those, because you don't want to think about it, you just want to turn up on the day and win. We will get promoted, I'm absolutely sure of that. I just think football always has some twists to throw up along the way, so I don't want to be too presumptuous in terms of how we're going to do it, but I know that we will go up.
It's game week 34 of 38. Walton and Hersham are second in the Isthmian League South Central Division, 2 points behind league leaders Basingstoke. And that's why we're here, for Basingstoke are heading to the Elmbridge Sports Hub to face their rivals for the sole promotion spot that will take one of these clubs to the third step of the pyramid. The club that doesn't finish top will have to fight their way through the playoffs to achieve promotion, so there's a lot riding on today's game, one that will see a record crowd at the Sports Hub. 13 straight league wins and striker Eddie Simon's 4 consecutive hat-tricks mean that confidence is flowing through the club. And for Walton manager Scott Harris, there's every reason to believe that he can guide the club he loves into a third straight promotion.
I'm Scott Harris and I'm the first team manager.
And how long have you been the first team manager?
This is third season now. We had one that was incomplete, the first one, but we actually managed to get a promotion out of it on a points per game scenario, and it just happened to be at the time they were doing a big reshuffle of all the pyramid. One of the things that we get challenged with because of our style of play, which is, dare I say, quite unique at this level of football, one of the things that you get challenged with each time we seem to be progressing is people will throw at you, oh yeah, you won't be able to do it at the next level. You won't be able to do it at the next. People are already saying it to us for the next one, if and when we get there. But I never wanted to just win. Want to do it our way, and it's almost become a thing now where myself and Bill, who's I'm sure you'll meet in due course, my assistant manager, we're really quite passionate about the way that football should be played, possession based. Trying to manoeuvre teams around through outnumbering them in certain areas of the pitch and creating overloads. And a lot of these things are buzzwords these days around football, because I think the world's become such a smaller place now. The best teams in the world do this. You look at all the teams that are successful across football. They have the ball. They want the ball. They want to move teams around. They want to create. Right, they play to win rather than not to lose. And I just think if you just do it well enough, it can translate to each level. And so we've got confidence that of course you need the right players, you need good players. That's a given. But if you've got enough talent in the team, I think the other stuff, it can be worked out. But as far as where our team is coming into this game, we actually couldn't be any more settled at the moment. It's something which has really almost given me a night off last night as far as picking the team, picking anything else that might go into it. We're pretty much at ease with who we are coming into this game. I'm confident in the way that our lads have performed in big games over the last couple of years. That's one thing that I do sort of sleep easy with. We haven't ever really gone out and laid an egg in one of these. We've turned up. So yeah. Right, boys. Now we got the cameras now. I'm gonna get a bit more professional now. Yeah, of course I am. Right, boys. Listen. Honestly, on that note, fuck all changes at all. All right, and that is mentality towards every game in this recent run has been unbelievably good. As in, next game up, never getting ahead of ourselves, never getting too involved with the big picture. It's just like micromanaging our way through it. Yeah, every fucking half of football, every 90 minutes, every bit at a time. I couldn't honestly praise you enough for how it's been on that front. But today, it can be really easy to get caught up with things. All right, I'm sure you've all been getting text messages galore. You've all been getting this, that, and the other coming at you this week. It's been a really busy week for the club. Okay, but all in a positive sense as far as I'm concerned. Okay, because the minute we walk in here, we're just back to normal. All right, we just do what we do. We've got to be calm. Okay, everything we're about is not being tight. It's not being scared of the ball. It's not being scared to play. It's not being scared to carry out what we go through on a Thursday night. Because otherwise, we're just hoping for something to go our way rather than making something happen. Yeah, does that all make sense? I do fully expect us to outnumber them in midfield. I don't envisage that they're going to turn up with something drastically different than what's got them here. I'd be surprised if they weren't, remotely confident in what they do to turn up and play. So we've just got to get ourselves as many opportunities as we can to get one of you 4 guys in there facing the right way to be able to pick a pass. Yeah. Now, obviously, the next part of it, Eddie, Jordan, your positioning is key. And your interest level to go and score, like I said to you the other week at half time, has got to be like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, okay? easy to be getting involved in the build-up and coming and helping out, yes, but understand you two guys really are like the last line of our side still, all right? It'd be really easy for us to end up getting into like a 4-6-0 with nothing to hit in forward areas, all right? To be honest, boys, that's as much as you're getting from me today. Yeah, that is as much as you're getting. I've got full confidence in all of you. We've played a lot of big games over the last 2 or 3 years. I haven't lost a minute's sleep last night. Not a minute's sleep. And that's not being overconfident, I don't think. It's just having total faith in you guys to go out there and replicate what we do, despite if there's a few hundred more people here, all right? All the faith in the world in you guys, all right? And then let's just get in here afterwards and be thinking about the amount of fucking sheer effort we've left out there today, okay? Do not leave a stone unturned, all right? Because like I said to you at the beginning of this, there's people out there ready to come and take your place. Do not be found leaving anything out there, all right? Bill?
Gutted I didn't make the bench today, mate, to be fair. Jordan, Eddie, as we know, yeah, just push them into a 4. Eddie and Jord, just rest on the first pass, yeah? If you need to try and attract both of them to try and stop him from sucking in their head, do that. Same for you, Jord. Al, this will be our setup from goal kicks. Remember we did that in training a while ago. What they did, looking back at their video, they're pressed with like a narrow 3 like that. But we said to Liam and Joe and Mitch, like preferably, like if we play that pass and then that pass, that's almost what they hope for. So if we've got Arson there, let's actually use him. It might just narrow them another 2 yards, which will get us out that side. I'm assuming that obviously they'll play 2 holders and then 1 on there, which means Teo's free. So Lee, if you can just split and get him straight on the ball, great. So be ready for that, mate, yeah? Everybody remember how we're pressing though, yeah? So it's John and Alex. Did you see that video in the group? Yeah, so it's you and John pressing the centre halves. It's a load of half and half jobs. If anybody needs to rewatch it, but it's all about the badge today, boys, yeah? Let's go, gents, let's go.
We're gonna be getting fines galore today for all the Joma gear. All them fucking lot from the league are all here. Right, let's get on the bands, boys. Teo, in you come, bands, let's go.
You're like the Iceman today, mate, out of Top Gun. Millsy. I like it when he goes Iceman. Have you seen that film? Yeah. I've seen the new one. Mate, belter. Yeah, it's good. Mate, is this actually happening? He doesn't know what Top Gun's about. I nearly fucking mentioned Maverick and Goose and that in there. He don't even know what it is.
I'd only watched it that time.
Fuck's sake. Tom Cruise is Maverick, and the name is like, that's how he acts. He's always got his sunglasses on. He's thinking he can kill everyone. And in training, like, he'll kill 9 and then like crash the plane. And everyone's like, that's shit, mate. And then Iceman's just quiet, gets his job done, shoots down a couple and then goes home. Coming in, boys, let's go! Yes, out! Yeah. Just bounce, no, we'll just bounce. Me, Scott and John, come out of there. John, do that, please. All you're gonna do is a wall pass every time. Time! Now do, boys, now do. Starters over there, keep ball. Have a drink if you need one. Oh, we ain't got the things in the thing, innit? Fuck.
We were saying earlier on, when you think about these sort of situations, you hear loads down the ears about people being fucking intimidated and being intimidating in tunnels and fucking music playing and all this stuff. The way that we intimidate this team, yeah, first 10 minutes of that game, we're fucking snapping it about. And they are going to be thinking, oh no. That is how we intimidate people, all right? Don't fucking lose sight of that, okay? We don't need to be, yes, we need to be aggressive physically, but nothing fucking reckless, okay? Do not get carried away with the situation. Off the ball, yes, we want excitement level through the fucking roof, yeah? And like I said earlier, you go to win the ball, all right? We're not showing them anywhere. We are going ball and get it, okay? As soon as we get it, calm. It needs to be a complete fucking switch, all right? Calm. Boys, don't fucking have any regrets today, all right? No regrets. Come on.
Boys, just have a little look at that before you go out, yeah? That's the shape you'll press, first goal kick. Force them to go long. Just make sure centre-backs, Mitchie, Joe, PJ, we win that ball, yeah?
What's with this being a new team on the channel, we have a lot to get through here. And given Scott and Billy's predilection for complex fluid formations, there's a challenge for us at BOA to convey precisely what's going on. What we do know is that Walton intend to force Basingstoke to go long.
Force them long, John!
On account of having a lot of confidence in their defence to win the headers, allowing the home side to get on the ball.
Get in, John!
Clearly, Basingstoke are just as keen to control the game, knowing that Walton are a possession-based side, so the visitors don't want to literally play into their hands. Well, I guess into their feet if we're being literal.
Ed! Don't forget, ball's on that side, get inside!
Scott and Bill are sussing out what Basingstoke are up to, as the team in white goes side to side rather than over the top.
Get the fullback the ball!
They got one of the midfielders playing right up high, haven't they?
Gundo! That's you, Arsene! Be alive! Get ready now! Spell. Let's have the ball now!
The home side are more patient than Gandhi waiting for an air fryer, and their insistence on keeping the ball is admirable. To Basingstoke's credit, they keep their shape well, and they don't allow Walton to drag them out of position.
Love it, Joe. Well played, mate. Interest now, Ed! Interest on the switches!
Every member of the Walton backline is remarkably comfortable on the ball, and with the midfielders always on the move ahead of them, they just have to wait for an opening.
Can you see Eddie? Can you see Ed? Don't force it! This side, Joe, this side, 2v1. React! React! Lock up, PJ! Joe, switch on!
Striker Eddie Simon, a man with more hat-tricks than Paul Daniels, tends to start out wide and drift inside, and he drags the Basingstoke players out to create space, which is used by Teo Kurtaran.
Oh, Teo! Fucking the bar, didn't it? Yeah, corner.
Keeper Paul Strudley gets a solid hand to the ball, and he tips it onto the crossbar to keep the scoreline goalless.
As soon as he pulled the trigger, then you're thinking goal, aren't you?
The Walton press is starting to work as Basingstoke abandon their short play pattern.
Hey, just score off this! Big header, you're in! Go on, head it to Eddie, go on! 5 yards off you, it's 5 yards off you! Good lad, Ed, well done. Rhythm, get some rhythm, come on!
It's really tempting for us to edit this stuff right down to the action, and there's plenty of that to come, but it's well worth us giving a sense of Walton and Hersham's playing style, because their patient approach really is something to behold at the Step 4 level. Basingstoke are not keen on pressing high, and that means they're happy for the Walton defenders to have the ball. Based on what we've seen so far, that's a puzzling decision.
Wanted to hit one, didn't he? Well done, Gundo.
Mitchell Goff's stunning cross-fielder gives fullback Pratley Jones, aka PJ, a chance to advance.
Touch, PJ. Deliver! Fucking PJ! Another assist! Who's down? Alex is down in the goal.
PJ drops the ball into the 6-yard box where Alex Kelly forces defender Billy Upton to clear, but Upton can only divert the ball to serial goal scorer Eddie Simon. Simon, who's set an English record by scoring a hat-trick in each of the past 4 games, pokes the ball in to make it 1-0. Basingstoke have yet to threaten, at least until a wide free kick gives them an opportunity to drop the ball into the mixer. Liam Allen attempts to punch clear only to see the ball land at the feet of Paul Hodges. Sadly for Hodges, his effort passes the goal on the wrong side of the crossbar, from his perspective at least. The game's opened up like a 24-hour Tesco and it's Walton's turn to come forwards.
Oh, what a ball. He's got that. Oh. Great little dinky do, isn't it?
Teo tries to beat the keeper from range, and like a rich guy in a restaurant, Strudley tips over. Over tips. Tips over. Apparently we're rewarding Strudley's heroics with a close-up of his crotch. We have noticed that the Walton coaches tend to worship at the Church of Pep, and that's never more apparent than when Oikei makes a concerted effort to stop Bradley Wilson's counter.
Good boy. What a tackle. Hey?
You're fooling nobody here, Billy.
It wasn't a foul, was it? It's a fucking great challenge.
With one of the last moves of the half, Teo plays a corner to the back post. As the team celebrates, PJ kicks the ball away, and that gives the ref little choice but to throw a yellow card in his face.
What's going on here? Why is PJ getting booked? 30 seconds, yeah. Why is he getting booked? What's he done? Donut.
Anyway, Teo's corner lands on the head of Mitchell Goff, and he nods it back across goal and into the corner to give Walton a 2-goal lead going into half-time.
Right, boys. I do like the vibe, but we're still fucking. We can't get our, thingy out too quick. We're still half a job. I think their game plan today is what, clearly? Yeah. Lovely foul. I think it was needed. Fernandinho special, that one, mate. Casemiro, perfect. Might need to do a couple more of them, but you can't do another one and you can't. You might have to, he might have to, etc. What we were going to say, boys, is like we have to change our build-up slightly because we're committing like 4 players, Gundo, Teo, sometimes even Gilbert 5, to like beat their first line of 2. So once it actually gets up to Eddie and John and Alex, it's like, they ain't really got a lot of help. But the fact that we're winning 2-0 now, I don't even mind if we do that.
If it means extra control.
Yeah, if you need to play, they might do, which means get ready.
If we give the ball away in that situation, we've got an extra body, like, there or thereabouts behind the ball, so.
Yeah, they're pressing like 4-4-2, boys, so it's always difficult to try and get too much info out on the pitch, but if you actually set up in a diamond in that, so like you, I don't really mind, you're both good receivers of a ball, as the point of the diamond, and then when we've got the ball, we can make more of a diamond because that will completely kill their structure. At the moment, we're playing it into their hands because all they're doing, they're like screening all of our midfielders with their front
two. Try and do it so it's you at the base, because if we can get it to you sort of back foot, you're more of a ball carrier.
But boys, this is obviously based on their shape. That don't mean, what Bill said, a diamond. If they now change their press and have a front 3, then we need to drop like 2 to play through the 3, yeah? So you need to be aware of that quick. But if they stay the same, we can go a bit of a diamond and we'll be able to thread through a little bit quicker. Yeah.
Stuff just hasn't connected, is it? Little round the corners, little sets, little fucking drops of a shoulder maybe, and it hasn't quite connected for us. It's all well and good us sitting here and saying, do that better. But to be honest, there isn't really a lot to be coached on that side of things. It is literally a good first touch, being strong, and just fucking connecting the dots up there, boys, because a couple of times you're that close from seeing like the whites of the centre half's eyes, and then there's fucking runners. We've just unfortunate. It's not anything anyone's particularly done like wrong, but it's just it's just one of them days where things are a little bit tighter than usual, and maybe we're a little bit tighter, and we've looked a little bit stiff in them areas where normally it's a bit more fluid. So that's the something for us. If we can up it on that front, boys, we're in business massively here to score more.
What we expecting from them, the boys, in the first 10 minutes, do you reckon? Well, they just probably have a bit more energy. So you just need to be ready to play quicker. Like at the moment, you're doing everything right because they're sitting off and they're waiting for balls into midfield. The killer balls for you two today are going to be balls into midfielders that don't have a set. If you're playing a ball into John Gilbert and he has a 1v1, don't do it. If he has a set through Teo, by all means. So it has to be a set to play into midfield. If it's not, just keep passing between you. We can do that 100 times if we want.
I think we can just inject a tiny bit more rhythm. Like, I think sometimes we're taking 3 touches when 2 will do. We're taking 2 when 1 will do.
Boys, positive.
Yeah,
Careful,
listen,
careful.
It's
Keep
not
doing
in
it.
our fucking DNA to be sitting on stuff, okay? Not in our DNA.
Is that your goal?
Let's fucking enjoy the ball. Yeah, we go and fucking win this half as well. All right, that's the mentality.
Yeah.
Walton and Hersham's midfield is normally shaped like a square. However, a tweak at half-time to deal with the Basingstoke front two, who are screening the deeper-lying Walton midfielders, means that Scott and Billy have changed to a midfield diamond.
John, run back! John! Fuck's sake. Well done, Alex. Fucking beauty. Well done, Al!
The second half hasn't really got going, and when Harry Mills gets caught napping, it gives Basingstoke a chance to run at the home defence.
Millsy, liven the fuck up, mate.
Keep fucking overdoing it.
George Reed and James Clark knock the ball to each other as if they were in a training ground routine, and Reed delicately slots the ball past Liam Allen to give Basingstoke the first step on a road to recovery.
Oh, you lot, fuck off. All this shit.
The classic case of give me the ball, we've just scored, no I'm not going to because you've just scored, leads to the grown men getting very angry with one another, although it's Billy Upton's push that catches the attention of the referee, earning the Basingstoke man a yellow card. The goal stirs Walton and they begin to remember what went well for them in the first half and start doing it again. But with the deficit down to 1 goal again, tension is creeping in. Bradley Wilson blazes over, much to the disappointment of the children behind the goal. We don't like those kids much. One of them knocked my hat off when I was adjusting the GoPros.
Oh, he's got a pass. Nah!
John Gilbert drags a shot wide as the chances continue to flow. A wicked cross from Brodie Pett gives George Reed the chance to glance in an equaliser. We've tried to remain professional and ignore it, but that drummer really can fuck right off.
Play him run out, play him run out, play him run out, play him run out. Lock it up, Mills! Talk to people!
Eddie Simon clips a shot just over the bar as the game teeters on the balancing scales of destiny. A foul in the middle of the park gives Walton the chance to catch Basingstoke cold as John Gilbert makes the playmakes.
No, it's the wrong ball, I think.
I was thinking, why is he shooting? Why is he shooting?
John Gilbert's quick free kick leads to a give and go, which allows Gilbert to play in Alex Kelly, who stacks the odds against himself by shooting from a tight angle at a fair distance. However, the doubt was misplaced as Kelly's low shot squeezes in off the far post. We don't know what was on his mind, we just know that Billy Upton has gone and got himself sent off. Almost certainly for something he said to the referee.
I don't know why he shot though.
No.
He ain't ever scored that goal in his whole life.
He's fucking topped it and all.
Michael Owen.
The amount we've had going off the post.
Yeah.
Keeps happening, doesn't it?
Hey, Gilby! Get him going! Come on, switch on! Yes, Jono! Yes, Jono!
Life is going from bad to worse for Basingstoke. 3-1 down, a man sent off, and now this.
Fucking
How do you not pass the Teo?
Gotta let Eddie take it.
Fuck me. Has he got a let Eddie? How many's on Eddie?
If Eddie scores this, he's on another 2.
Everybody is thinking about Eddie's 5th consecutive hat-trick. Everyone, that is, except Eddie.
Ah, fair play to Ed. Fair play to Ed. Fair play.
Eddie hands the ball over to penalty taker Harry Mills.
Get in there! Well done, boys. Fucking love it. Get in there! Fucking get in!
Mills sends the keeper and slots down the middle. At 4-1, it seems safe to say that Walton and Hersham are going top.
What's going on down here now? Fighting.
The Basingstoke fans certainly aren't clinging on to any kind of positivity. Surely things can't get any worse for Basingstoke. Walton should have scored, but Strudley makes the save and the deficit doesn't get any worse for him and his teammates.
Keep it! Simple! No. No fouls! Yes, Millsy! Different gear! What a ball. Yeah, that was a joke. Mills has gone box. Got to make fucking 12 now, 15. Come on, pop.
Yeah, we have now.
Well done, well done. Love it, Gundo. Fucking love it, Gundo.
The corner leads to yet another chance and Basingstoke just wants it all to end.
Yeah, love it. He's got that for fun. Get in there. Fucking love it.
John Gilbert clips the ball to the far post where Jordan Adeyemi is waiting to complete the rout. Walton and Hersham are 5-1 up and for the first time this season going top of the table. At Basingstoke's expense, no less.
Adriano.
There's only one thing left for the child geniuses behind the goal to do, and that's to meekly throw a smoke bomb onto the pitch, perhaps as a sign of surrender. It's a sign that Mitch Goff is more than happy to accept.
Yeah, of course they did that.
Mitch! Oh, different gear, mate. Trust him to do that. Surprised he didn't put it in his mouth and fucking use it as a snooze.
Cheers, mate.
Well done, mate. Well done. You're all right, mate.
Cheers,
Your
mate.
ankle. You're all right.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
You're all right, mate. Fucking gets up. No, you fucking beauty. You fucking love it, son. Fucking love it. Proper tune on. Top voice. Fucking right, boys. Get in there. Get in there, boys. Yes, sir. Second half, unreal. Well done, mate. Fucking unbelievable.
You guys sit and listen to me for 2 minutes first. Right, boys. Everything we said before the game, to a fucking T. The amount of bollocks that was shown out there, massive, massive. You see in big games like this, all over the fucking world, at every level, teams are paralysed by the pressure, can't play. Just kick it, hope, wait for mistakes, hope for the best. That is how you go and play in a fucking proper game. I said to you before we went out there about intimidating them with what we do. All the other fucking razzmatazz, forget that, yeah? It's how we play. And they will never forget this day. But listen, we got to be real careful now. All that shit out there, signing autographs and fucking selfies, yes, I know when kids come up to you, you're obliged to do it. But that ain't a good look if we don't finish this fucking job now, all right? That looks like the trophy was about to get wheeled out in a minute. That ain't it. But boys, we put ourselves in a great spot now, a great spot. It's just, I mean, I know we had it last year, we led for forever, and it didn't end up working out for us as far as winning the league. But this is, I'm sure you're all fully aware, it's the first time we've gone top. There's just 4 games to go, all right? So everything that's gone before is now done. We've got a 4-game mini fucking season now, and we've got to chalk them off one by one, all right?
I woke up thinking we've got better players than they have. We've got some fucking winners, some proven winners in here that have done it every year. They get promoted, they fucking win trophies. Your character, your ability. I knew it. I was so comfortable today, more comfortable than playing fucking Fleet Town last year. Like, do you know what I mean? I just knew it. So, fucking brilliant, boys. Get the fuck in. Well done. Get in there.
There was a moment today when they made it 2-1 and it felt like a little bit of mania and there was a couple of decisions and the crowd were up. Those moments during games, we got to just keep on a level all the time, like ice in the veins. We've got to be like that. And you know, as a overriding mindset, I think it's a big thing to be able to just take it in your stride, you know. And like I was saying to you a minute ago off camera, we're actually not bad after losses. You know, a lot of guys that are dotted around non-league or the pro game would like come into a dressing room after any kind of loss and expect to be, you know, screamed at, stuff flying around. And I think if you're sort of buzzword it, but if you're sort of process driven, then you're never going to be too far wrong with where you're headed, I don't think. So yeah, looking at today's game, the details within the 5-1 win, I think most people that were here today would have said it was an appropriate enough score. Maybe fortunate by 1 or 2 there, but it was a clear win. But we had that moment when it went to 2-1 where it could quite easily have panicked and started kicking it and started getting a little bit overexcited, but it took us a couple of minutes to get our level again, and he sort of took over the game from there on in really after the 3rd goal. So
I've been waiting. I haven't had a drink in about 2 months because I've been waiting for this day, hoping that we'd obviously get over that hurdle. But yeah, it's funny. Like now we're over that hurdle, you just see the next one. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's not over yet. It's really not. And as much as I'd love to like start going over the top celebrating, just got to reel yourself in a little bit and realise that we've still got 4 games. Anything can happen. But I just spoke to a few fans in the bar, and one guy in particular who came to watch us today for the first time. Guy I've known for a little while now, and he was just like, "You've got this, mate. Like I'm watching this as a neutral. Like you're in a different ballpark to a lot of these teams. As much as, you know, it's nice to hear, we still have to go and do it. Do you know what I mean? We've still got 90 minutes in every game to go and prove that, and all it takes is maybe like third parties to influence that, maybe a pitch, maybe a ref. So yeah.
Well, plus as well is there's a new dimension to it that we haven't had all season. Is we're actually finally top now. We haven't spent a single second top of the league, and now you're there to be shot at, aren't you? I mean, Basingstoke have dealt with that well for a long time, but now it's our turn to do it, and we've only got to do it over a 4-game stretch. But you're immediately, you know, the team everyone wants to beat.
In every team I've ever been a part of in youth football, you have different personalities. You have the confident, cocky ones. You have the shy, introvert ones. You have the emotional ones. You have the, you know, it's just, you could go on forever. But for me, it's just like more of the same. They're just a little bit older. Do you know what I mean? So, and I used to hear like, oh, you can't play this certain style in non-league. And I've never bought into that. All we're asking you to do is control it and pass it to your teammate. And if your angles are good, if your spacing's good, and if your ideas are good, you can do that. It's fine. And that's what we're trying to do here, and it seems to be working, yeah.
Thanks for watching Bunch of Amateurs and enjoying, hopefully, our new series on Walton and Hersham. There are 3 more episodes to come, so look out for them. You're going to get them early on Patreon with no adverts, and they're extended. So maybe sign up.